Hello, my name is Greg Cesario, and welcome back to week 28 of the weekly Job Commander edition of Veterans Corner. I proudly served in the U.S. Army during Vietnam from 1967 to 1969. Once again, this week's session will deal with the broad reach and the impact of AI. It will focus on the perceived threat that AI is or will be a severe impediment to getting and keeping a job. This X post doesn't imply that because I am in agreement with any of the author's conclusions that I take on AI as accurate and the unwarranted fears it created. This perspective comes from the individual who invented the web browser. Most of the content that follows will be covered in the podcast summary. Marc Andreessen has established credibility as the driver of one of the three revolutions mentioned previously, the Internet. In a recent podcast, the link is below, Marc spent about 105 minutes discussing AI on Lenny's podcast about AI, jobs, careers, and most importantly, why everyone is panicking about the wrong thing. According to the podcaster notes, it's just the clearest macro framework I've heard on where AI actually lands. The 12-point summary is included in the link below. The reader can get to the main topics that will be of interest to them and their job career pursuit, but the link has a narrative which fills in the 12 topics of the X platform. I like them all, but the one of my favorites and consistent with my message to veterans explores why being a value-add asset is important. And it's number 5, titled, Forget T-shaped, Build an E-shaped Career. If you have ever even been a casual viewer of the now 20-plus veteran reinvention messages, awareness of the consistent reinvention need is a dramatic departure from your military experience versus the private sector. Like switch hitters in baseball and multi-sport athletes at every level of athletics, AI's impact on the private sector workplace has forced the poker game concept of having a Jax or better skill set as a candidate for the best employment opportunities. Like the Darwinian hypotheses of the past, the fittest in the employment market will always survive. Constant reinvention, seeking personal challenges and upgrading your skills is mandatory, regardless of your career choice and jobs. Some may deem that approach as playing defense against AI for veterans. I do not. I see it in order for veterans to pursue a meaningful and fulfilling career for them and for their families. The rules of engagement for success have been raised due to the constant demands of the employee marketplace. I believe to be true for transactional or relationship positions. What's in your post-military career reinvention wallet? Stay motivated, and I'll see you next week.